Hey everybody, welcome to our seminar Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Create your personal portfolio. Very happy you guys are here to attend. I know some of you are marketers, public relation, some of you are maybe artists, photographers, or whatever it is, and you want to make your portfolio, but a fast one. Maybe you get a call in the evening from a client, and the client is telling you, I want to see your portfolio right now, and you're thinking, well, I don't have anything. Well, the solution is Adobe Creative Cloud Express. You're going to ask me, what is it now? Well, that's what we used to be formerly Adobe Spark. They changed the name to Adobe Creative Cloud Express. So what are we going to do today in this 2-hour seminar? First of all, we're going to look at an overview. What can you do with Adobe Creative Cloud Express? And then we're going to maybe do a mock-up semi-portfolio. I did send you some files, and they are my files. You can use them. Also, you can follow me and use your own files. And it doesn't have to be a perfect portfolio. It just have to be just an idea how to work with it. So what did I do here in Adobe Spark, or Adobe Creative Cloud Express? I still call it Adobe Spark. I created kind of a demonstration with Adobe Spark web page, and they still call it Adobe Spark web page. So what you're gonna do right now, if I'm gonna go back here, let's see what we have here. So what did I say before we get started? So you want to get your inspiration by getting your personal portfolio using images, mood boards, drawings, or even brushes. Using Adobe Creative Cloud Express web page or video enables you to develop the concept to your portfolio and share it with a link. Create the digital portfolio and even turn it into a presentation if we need. So what are we going to cover today? The first thing that we're going to cover is just starting with the app itself. So we're going to set up Adobe Creative Cloud Express, download the application on any device. I'm going to also show it to you on my iPad. I have my iPad next to me. I can also connect it to my phone, but for now I'm going to use my iPad. Using Adobe Spark as a web application, Adobe Spark page, Adobe Spark Video, Adobe Spark Post, which is Adobe Creative Cloud Express right now. We're going to set up a brand, and that's optional if you want. You can only set up a brand if you have a paid version, but luckily we all have a paid version here in Annenberg and in USC because we all have Creative Cloud, so we can sign into our Creative Cloud, download everything, and work. So then we can choose a theme, we create a statement and project goals. Maybe you prepare drawings or mood boards on Photoshop if you want. You prepare a statement. So I have my own little statement. You can even do right now type for position only if you want. Description, edit, and choose the correct image. And create engaging images maybe in Photoshop and even inside Adobe Creative Cloud Express. You can create some engaging images. So for inspiration, I highly suggest to go to Behance, which is kind of like your creative playground, if you say, with Adobe. So if you have Creative Cloud, go to Behance. You have people streaming, you have artists showing the art, showcasing or whatnot, and I'm going to show you that. And then you can go and look for inspiration for that. Then get expert looking at Adobe Creative Cloud Express. I have a blog there just to show you. Quick look at Behance, explore professional online presentation and concept. So let's say if I'm going to go first to Adobe Express blog, if I'm just going to click on this link right now, you can see it asking you to sign over here, and then basically you can learn everything that you have here, and then read a little bit more about the stuff and what is it featuring, different kind of images. You can even create cloud PDF and change the background, and when you have create banners, create design and whatnot. So all this stuff is really kind of like really cool when you can go in and do that. But if I'm going to go back here to my iPad, what you see over here in my iPad in front of you is basically, and you don't see my iPad right now because I turned it off, but if I click on my iPad now, you can see that I downloaded CC Express, Spark Video, and Spark Page. So they still call it Spark Video and Spark Page, but CC Express is basically what you used to remember Spark Posts, that you can create flyers and social media stuff and whatnot. But now I'm just going to go back to my regular presentation over here, and then I'm just going to go back to this area here, and I want to go back to my Google Chrome, and then of course I don't want to go into this area. And where is my presentation? I probably kind of lost the presentation from before, so maybe go and let's see. For now I want to go into my Creative Cloud presentation again and then see what I have over here. Okay, it always happens to me when I start something and I wanted to go into the presentation again, and for some reason it doesn't let me do that. So I'm just gonna go in and look at that, and then maybe I'm going to need to go in and open it again. And of course luckily I do have it somewhere over here, so I'm gonna go back here to my Spark again. I'm sorry about that, you know, it happens a lot of time. And then I'm just gonna go in and paste that, and you can see that right away you have my presentation here. So I'm back to my presentation. I'm gonna go to a full screen mode again. Yes, I know you guys can, I sent you guys the link for it, so you can retrieve the link and look at it on your computer. So for inspiration, I'll go later into Behance, and then you're going to set up your Adobe Creative Express. So basically what you're going to do is you sign in with your Adobe ID, and then you can download it. You can use it on the web and just like that without doing anything, or you can use it on the iPad or your other Android or iPhone, and you're going to get this kind of symbols and you're going to have it on your device. So now we're going to go through creating your brand, and that's really optional. I'm going to show you how I created my own brand, which is my company Mac in Art, and the colors of Mac in Art, and you can use as many as you want. We can also go back here. I have another brand over here. I called it CCPI, and then you can choose a theme. The other thing that's really important is create your personal statement and concept. So I put here some example about me over here. So I copy and pasted some stuff and wrote something kind of like about me, and you do different kind of concept about yourself, or maybe even a storyboard that you can go and put it in there. Then you're going to go and choose a layout. So what does it mean, a layout? Choose an engaging image as a cover, choose it and upload it, and then you have a glide show, a photo grid, and a split layout, and you can see it over here, uploading in images. These are the optional stuff for the image that you do, and this is a glide show, and this is basically how you can start working with it. This is a photo grid, and you can see a bunch of my images over here. This is a split layout, and you can see here I can have my image and everything about that. Then I can create buttons and other links. So if you could see here, I have Art by Hannah, not digital. So I created another link to it, so you can go and see some other of my art. I can have another external link over here. I can upload a video from YouTube and from Spark Video over here. So I can basically click and then I can create a journal or a story using Spark Video over here and do everything. I do also have sample of other Spark pages over here, so if you have the link for that, you can go in and see telling your story. Portfolio, I said art, not digital. If I click on that, you see my portfolio, and then I have some stuff with images and painting and everything like that. And then you can see some sample of images that you have. Other stuff that you can add if you want to do that, and you can do it as a shareable link. You can do a resume, write about education, social link, social media link, and other information about you. And you can see over here, I just did that, my social media links over here. So if I go back here, I'm going to click and I'm going to go to Instagram, LinkedIn, and also directly to Behance. So let's say I want to show you some kind of other images that you have. So what if I'm going to go and show you a portfolio? And this is portfolio non-digital art. So what does it mean? This is basically my portfolio. I called it Art by Hannah, and this is not digital. I put in my cover page over here, and all of a sudden you can see over here I have some images that I created. I wrote down the images, and then I wrote something about myself. When I paint, I think of colors and shapes. I think of event and ideas and run through my mind, and usually very abstract, and translate it into a painting. So again, this is my line. This is what I wanted to write. This is my quote, and that's the thing that you prepare yourself about your portfolio. Introduction: who you are, what are you doing. Since this is about art and abstract art, I have a quote about how do I do my art, how do I think when I'm doing my art, and so forth. So now I'm going to go back here, and you have some kind of images, and then again I have another quote talking about what I'm doing. So when I walk with my dog, I create all kind of stuff. I'm thinking about collages, I'm thinking about color and space and all kind of stuff. Again, I'm telling somebody who is going to see my portfolio online, and it's going to be very interesting and engaging. So I'm going to write something, maybe it's going to be eye-catching. So over here, exploring shapes, colors, movement, oil and canvas, mixed media. I'm going to put here, let's say, my mixed media art that I have here. And I did that kind of like long, not in a grid mode. I could have done it in a grid mode. In this case, that's how I decided. And this is kind of my glide show, which is smaller images on the side that I decided to go in. And not a lot of wording here, because this is a portfolio that has to talk about images and colors and all kind of stuff like that. So you see, I don't have a lot of writing. So what happens if you're going to do stuff about marketing or public relation, or you finish something that you're going to do? That's when you're going to go in and write a little bit more about yourself. So here I didn't write so much stuff about myself, but I did have a link to follow me on Twitter over here, something about me, and maybe go into Behance. So if I'm going to go back to Behance here, and this is my link, that you can see that something about me on my Behance site that I have, and then my small kind of little portfolio that I have, which basically I didn't really finish it, but I have that. It has a link to Twitter, it has a link to LinkedIn, Facebook, and even Instagram. And now I'm going to click on my page on Behance, and now you can see my portfolio on Behance. And over here you have a lot of images, which I divided it to different kind of areas. And of course, since I live streaming on Behance now weekly, I even have my videos over here on Behance, and you can take a look at that, or you can just take maybe a look at my work. And I decided, so even inside that, I can use stuff with Adobe Spark. What does it mean? I created this kind of a portrait about honor heroes at the beginning of the pandemic. This is one of my best friends. She's a nurse. She worked in a COVID unit, and I decided to honor her and paint her a little bit with Adobe Fresco. And then I did some other stuff about it. So when you see over here, you see read more. When I go into read more, what is it? It's basically an Adobe Spark or Adobe Creative Cloud Express presentation about how I create it. So you can call it portfolio, or you can call it a digital book, or you can call it a digital presentation. This is something that you can do very fast without thinking about coding and somebody else helping you, and especially when you get a call and somebody said the interview is tomorrow morning, gather your stuff and then come over and show me or send a link. So you can see over here I have the project, and I'm talking about the project itself. And then I even have here something like step by step, the way I did everything over here, and this is the final image. And I also show some other project that I did lately during COVID-19, and all the way in the end you can see there is a link to LinkedIn, follow me in Behance again, and then Instagram, Artwork by Hannah, and Twitter. So if I'm gonna go to Artwork by Hannah, all of a sudden you're gonna see my art on Instagram over here, and then you're gonna have a lot of stuff. So you can have a portfolio within a portfolio, if you may. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah, I know. It is easy and fun, and of course if you want to do something a little bit more engaging, like I said before, yes, you can create a lot of images directly in Photoshop and in Fresco or anywhere else, and then bring it inside Adobe Creative Cloud Express, which is formerly Adobe Spark. Yes. So if you guys want to follow me, I'm going to start something, and I want to create some kind of a landing page together. Again, I might not have all the links right now, but I'm gonna go and create landing pages for that, how to create some stuff while I work with it. So what am I going to do now also? What I have here too, I do have another link, and if I copy this link again and go back to my browser, and I'm gonna go back here and click somewhere in my browser, you can see over here that I can see some stuff here, and then I'm just gonna go in and go outside of the full screen mode, and I'm just gonna go and bring in another kind of handout. So this is almost the same handout, but not with so many images. I did create that in Adobe InDesign, and I published it online, so you guys got a link for me. And basically all the way down there is a link to the presentation and the link to Adobe Education as well, that you can see that you can get a lot of images as a student and a lot of freebies and samples and whatnot. And then if I go back here, you can see again clicking on Behance. And over here I have kind of like what if, and what if, I know you're smiling right now. Yeah, I'm saying like what if you wanted to create a portfolio about your photography. So I gave here some example, what kind of photography sites you want to go and see to maybe get some inspiration. Are you a landscape photographer, editorial photographer, artistic photography, portrait, travel, still life, and so more? I mean, I'm not going to read all the stuff here, but you can see fine art, social media. And I did put in here some kind of links of photographers. So the first one is, let's say, Captivate Studio. This is a photographer that has a lot of still life. So if you want to get inspiration how to have their portfolio, you can click on the link. Then I have Jeff over here, which has more like celebrity, case study of celebrity, editorial event, natural light and advertising. Then I have Dorit Lombroso, which is case study, fantasy, stage, special effect. And then I have Julianne Cost that works actually for Adobe, and she's the guru of Photoshop and Lightroom, and her is more textures, places, abstract, and whatnot. So when you have time and you get that, maybe if we have time I'm going to open a few of them later, but you can click on the link and see what it is. So now when I go back here, working with Adobe Creative Cloud Express, and then you have some links over here. So you have somebody that created a portfolio, not mine. Oh, this is not there anymore because maybe somebody took it away. It's not my portfolio. so I'm not sure I have the link okay. This one was the okay link, but let's see if this one all there. They're probably not okay for some reason, because some people maybe decided not to be on Adobe Spark anymore, and that's why you don't have that anymore here. But basically what you have here, personal statement, goals, education, or whatnot. So with that said, let me just go in and open Jeff's website just to show you as a photographer. So again, you can get inspiration about his photography, and he has on the side, of course he did it on the web, so you can create something like it with Adobe Spark a lot faster. Overview, and then home and quarantine, something about what happened to him, some kind of portrait that he did, still life, that he just lifestyle, sorry, not still life, advertising, and a little bit about himself. And that's what I said in the beginning. That's going to be your opening. Who are you and what are you going to go and do? So with that said, if you guys are ready, let's see if you have any other question first. I'm going to stop for a second and let's see. Yes. Oh yeah, you can use your own images. Absolutely. No problem. Use your own images. And guys, while I'm recording it as well, if you're listening to a little bit later, because it is a seminar that we have some people over here, I will stop, I will walk around, so the recording is not as perfect because it's not in the studio, but at least you'll get the idea and then can look at that as well. So you can see over here, let's say you are a marketer and you are about to open a restaurant or pop-up restaurant. So here is an idea about, and I'm just going to go back here and go to full screen mode, and this is like Yael's table. I actually created it for her as a marketing page, and then from there she had a link to go and make a reservation. It doesn't exist anymore because of COVID, but she did a lot of business while she was doing it. So you can see here Yael table, a little bit about her. What is she doing? She wants the opportunity. Where did she grow up? Where did she get the inspiration about cooking? And then you can see that you have some images. Yum, yum. Yeah, I know. It's the wrong time to look at this page because it's just about lunchtime right now. But anyway, it's looking kind of good. So she's telling you, I'm not a chef. I'm a passionate home cook. I see myself more as an artist in the kitchen, experimenting with flavors and colors, much more than a well-plastic set of menus and recipes. My setting is casual and my food is simple and fresh. Again, you're telling in your portfolio who you are and you're creating your own brand while you're doing it. And then I'm going to go back here and you can see what the menu is going to include. And of course over here, that does not exist anymore because COVID started and we had to stop that. But you could follow her on Twitter, you can follow it on Instagram, and then make a reservation over here right away. So why am I showing you this one particularly? Because some of you are not artists, you don't have to do a portfolio about any of your art, but you are learning and doing some marketing or digital media over here in Annenberg, and then some of the stuff, and you're looking for a job and you want to kind of create something about maybe something that you created during some of the classes, and you want to tell people a little bit about yourself. What are you creating? What are you looking for? Maybe some images from some project that you did, maybe some product that you are developing, anything that comes to mind. Even if you study math and you want to show people what are you exploring and doing a research, you can have it as a web page over here in Adobe Creative Cloud Express. So with that said, what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to go in and launch Adobe Creative Cloud Express. And then I'm going to go back here. So I'm going to go and take this one away. I'm going to click on this one. I don't need this one over here. So I'm going to go through my other areas and then kind of close a little bit the stuff. And then I'm going to go back here, and this is stuff I have to kind of check it out. And then I'm just gonna go in and go to Adobe Creative Cloud Express. And I did give you kind of like the site for it and the link for it, and then it tells you everything that you're going to do, free download and all that what you have. And then I'm going to click Adobe Creative Cloud Express, formerly Adobe Spark. You'll hear me saying Spark, 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 because they still call it Spark Page and Spark Video. And then I'm going to click on that. So what it did change over here, they put in a lot of stuff kind of all together. So now if you are already part of the Creative Cloud family, you can sign in or you can sign up, and then with your Adobe ID, it is free for 99% of the stuff, and as a student also it is kind of free. So it's kind of information over here about the account and everything else that you're going to do. Then you can go back here to create. And what can you create here? Social graphics, logos, flyers, banners, Instagram stories, advertisement, YouTube banners, posters, business cards, and YouTube thumbnail as well. So if I'm going to go back here and let's say, and we're not going to do that, but let's say I'm going to go in and do probably logos. So we're going to go back here into the logo. You can see here, create the logo now and make a logo for free in few minutes. Browse to see all kind of customized logos that you have over here. And then you create your own over here. And you can say banner, business card, brochures, flyer, or whatnot. So everything is here in the same place that you have. And then you have some stuff that people are featuring. So resize images, you can remove a background, you convert stuff directly from here to JPEG and PNG, you can resize video, you can convert to MP4, convert MP4 to GIF, all the stuff you can do directly over here. Then we have a very big area in Creative Cloud Express, education, and in the education area, it's basically taking you to area of the education, and you can really get started and work with that. And of course, if you're not a student, you want to show it to other, there's different kind of plans and practicing what you have here. It's actually free to start, and then start your free trial. But if you do have Adobe Creative Cloud, it is part of your membership over here. So what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to go back here to create, or I'm going to go back here and I'm going to sign in. And I probably signed in already because I prepared it from before, or maybe I didn't sign in. So I'm going to log in with my Adobe ID over here, and then I'm going to continue. And of course, I'm signing in right now. So I want to go in to my device, and I'm going to go back here to the area that you have, and I'm going to click and approve, and I'm in there. So I signed in. I have a little app that signs me in, so that's why it's so easy. So look at that. I'm really inside my area right now. So what do I have here? A lot of stuff here, and template and projects. So I'm going to look at that, and you can see different size that you have. Then on the side over here, you have project, you have brands, you have libraries and learn. These are my libraries. These are my brand. This is something that I just started. So what do I want to do right now? First of all, I can go back here all the way down. I can go and create something new. And then all the way down, what you have here, look what you have. Start from a popular template if you want. And then I can see my recent work that I have. So I'm going to click to my projects. And what do you see here? These are my recent projects. And you can see here, creating a portfolio. That's what I just showed you. I do have a project about the ACA, or they call it Adobe Certified Professional now, that we have here in Annenberg. Once a week, we're teaching the certification test, which you guys are very welcome to join us, and all the stuff. There's a bunch of projects that I did, But what if I really want to right now see just the web page? Because this is what I want to concentrate today. I want to go and look at web pages and see what you have over here. And I did start something that says digital art, but I'm not going to go and work with that. So I'm going to go in and delete this one. And now what if I want to go in and start something new right now? So I started the other one on my iPad. You can start it on your iPad. You can start it on your phone, and you can see right away I have it here. Again, yes, I see some of you are launching your iPhone. That's perfect. I think it is on Android as well. So if you brought your iPad, you're welcome to use your iPad as well. We're going to see it later on the iPad. So let's say, and then also I have stuff that's shared with me. So what does it mean? I am kind of doing some stuff as a streamer, an Adobe educator streamer. So look what you see. Somebody shared with me a template, and I took that from before and just created something my own. And then of course I have the recent one that I just did. So I'm going to start. And then what I want to go in, I am going to start from just something new. If you have your template, you can start for everything you want. I'm just going to go to web page. You can also create custom sizes. I'm just going to do a page because that's going to be my stuff here. So I'm going to click and create a title. So in today I'm going to feature myself. You guys will feature yourself. So I'm going to go in and call it art by, or maybe I'm just going to do it digital art. And then in the subtitle over here, I'm going to see digital art by Hannah using Adobe Fresco and Adobe Photoshop. And maybe I don't need to write here by Hannah, and it's a digital art using Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Fresco. And then I'm going to go in and just maybe digital art. Maybe I can put my name. I never know what I want to do with this, guys, but you know, I'm just doing that. And look what I have right away. I'm saving. It is saved already. So now I didn't even choose a theme yet. I'm going to click on the plus sign, and then I'm going to bring a photo. So what can you bring a photo from? You can upload a photo. You can find a free photo. You can go to Adobe Stock, to Creative Cloud, Lightroom, connect to your Dropbox, connect to Google Photo, and connect to Google Drive. So if you have your portfolio images already somewhere there, you can go right away and connect to that. Yes. So that's awesome, right? I see you guys smiling. I'm happy. This is really a simple seminar today. You can see after coming out from the seminar, you're gonna do your portfolio in like an hour, as long as you kind of, the main work that I think that I have for myself is basically looking for the images and writing something and checking the spelling mistakes and things like that. I'm going to upload a photo. Why am I uploading a photo and not going? Because I actually went in and made it over here, and you see creating a portfolio. I put the images over here. So what did I put inside here? Fresco images, regular images, and text. So I'm going to go to my Fresco images and see what I want to go and put as my welcome screen. Something very engaging, something that I really like, or something. So I do have modern communication, which I put it a lot in this area, and then maybe I'm going to go back here and put it in there. So this is what I have right now over here. So I already have my beginning of my web. See that? Digital art using Adobe Fresco and Adobe Photoshop, and then I can start writing something. I also can right now, before using anything, I can go to the themes. So what does it mean? This is the theme that I created when I created my little brand, and then I created it based on, before I started, even in the beginning, you create your own brand, and then my logo is actually has these colors. So I have different kind of brand, light, middle, dark, and I called another one middle, and then I can go back here and have other stuff. So now I have other kind of stuff. Let's say I have something that's called ladder text, and that's what I mean. There's another one that's called presentation. So you can see I have that. I have something that's called storybook. So you can see over here it looks a little bit different. Then I have something called track, nightcap, crisp, whimsy, vintage, Teresa, Chronicle, Bruce, and Luca. So you can see different stuff. Every now and then they're gonna add more and more stuff. I'm just gonna go in, let's say we're gonna go to something really, really simple. Let's say I'm gonna go to Baldwin, and you can see it's nice, it's clean, it's gonna look good for me for now, so I'm okay. So now what I can do is I basically go back here and decide what I want to do. So I want to write something about myself. But this is the obstacle that I have now, because I cannot just go back here. I can have it somewhere, the written material as a JPEG, but I wanted to have it as a real text that I have here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go back to my drive, and I'm going to go back to my desktop, and then in here, in creating a portfolio, I can go back here, and then I can see that I have some stuff in my shared folder over here, and I do have 4 items over here, and in the 4 items that I have here, I do have text. I have no idea what I wrote, but I wrote something, text for Adobe Spark, and now says art and music in a lane. So I'm just gonna do text for Adobe Spark. I'm just gonna open it. Don't even remember what I wrote there. Could be just proposition only. We can copy and paste it today for anything that we want. I wish we had type for position only. That's a request from everybody that you have. And then I'm gonna go back here to Microsoft. It could be text edit, could be anything. You can even have stuff in your notes and copy and paste it over here. So I can go back to my notes and actually copy and paste stuff about myself. So over here I have some stuff about text about the stuff, and it's not so much about me. So what if I wanted to look for stuff about me right now? So I'm just gonna go back here and I'm gonna click about me. And then in the about me, I'm gonna go in and look at the stuff, and this is something about me a little bit. So I'm just gonna go in and click a little bit about me here, and then I'm gonna copy that. Not sure I wanted to do something as big, but I'm gonna paste it over here. So look what I have over here. What I did here, something about my art. So I'm just gonna click over here and I'm gonna say about me, and then I'm gonna highlight that, and I'm gonna decide I'm gonna have it kind of like bold, or I'm just gonna go back here and I'm gonna make it big, or I'm gonna make it a little smaller. And the way the font is based on the theme that I chose. So I'm just gonna go back and say about me, and then I'm gonna click to the center. I kind of wanted a little bit about me. This is the story about me a little bit. And then this is a long story about the stuff that I'm doing, and then I'm just gonna go back here and telling the story. So it tells here like I'm an Adobe certified expert and instructor. I also did some education. So maybe if I wanted it to be a little more engaging, I might put a little bit a picture about me somewhere else so you can see. So I'm gonna click over here, and then maybe I want to go and bring a photo. So now I'm gonna look at a photo of me, and let's say if I have it. I'm not sure I have this photo somewhere, and let's see if I have that. Let's look at the images. I don't have an image for me. And then I'm gonna go back here. No, I don't have it here. I'm just gonna look at the pictures, and then see if I have some stuff there or in my document. So I have a very simple image over here. No, maybe not this one. Let me just go in to every area and let's see if I have some kind of images about me over here. So I'm gonna go back here. No, I don't have any images about me today, so kind of like don't like that. So I am going to go back here and let's see. I did have something really cool that I just did, but I'm just gonna go back here. Takes me a second. Oh, I have something. I have something that I'm not crazy about it. Maybe I want it to be something a little bit better, but you can see over here that I have myself over here. I also have graphics card and some other stuff, so maybe I have other stuff over here that's gonna look a little bit better than that. And I'm gonna go in and say Hannah's pictures. Oh, let's say I have a nicer picture over here, and I'm gonna click here and then bring the picture. Took me a moment, and look at that. This is a little bit about me. It's not very artistic, but this is me just giving a talk over here, and I'm just gonna go and leave it over here and just gonna leave that over here. So that's what I did so far. So now I'm going to go in and look at that and see if I even like the theme that I have. So I'm going to go into the theme and I'm gonna go in and look if I can see another kind of theme that's gonna look a little bit different. And let's say I'm gonna go in and look at the theme named Bruce. And if I want to see the preview right now, now it is giving you the preview of what I did right now. So you're gonna ask me also, why do I have my kind of logo all the way down? That's part of my brand that I decided to do. And then I don't like this image, so I'm just gonna click on that, and then I'm gonna get out of the preview, and I'm gonna make image that it's a little bit different. So I'm gonna click on that, and I'm gonna say replace of an image, and I'm gonna go to another image that maybe it's a little bit nicer for that. So I'm gonna go back here to my desktop, and then I'm gonna go to my portfolio, and I'm gonna go to my fresco images, and maybe I want to go in and put this one here. And why is this one a little bit better? Because that shows all of a sudden this is me, and then I have kind of a small little image just about me. I don't like Bruce over here, so I'm gonna go back here and change a different kind of area here, and I'm gonna go and do Whimsy. Whimsy is really kind of cool, and it have kind of fun colors over here. And then I'm just gonna go back here and move it. So I'm gonna look at the stuff, and that's about me. And you see digital art, why? It's a little more artistic. So I'm gonna click on this one, and because it is, now I made it a little smaller and bigger, and now it is a little bit about me, who I am and what am I doing, and then everything about me. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and say something about maybe my art. So I'm gonna go back here, and I'm gonna add a photo, and I'm gonna add a photo over here, and in this case I'm going to go in and add a photo over here, and now I have just a photo here I'm just creating. But before that, I'm gonna go in and type something, and I'm gonna say creating fun art with Adobe Photoshop on the iPad. I'm gonna highlight that, and I'm gonna go back here. I'm not gonna do the big one, I'm gonna do one smaller. So what you see here, this is kind of like the bigger one about me, and then creating art with my Adobe Photoshop on the iPad, and I have kind of like an image over here. If I decided to write something about it, how do I write it? What do I do with it? I can basically copy and paste anything that I have and write about my workflow over here. Write how I start, write how I start working with it, and I might just type something. So I'm just gonna go into text, and now if I don't have anything to copy, I'm going to go in and just type something. But if I want to go and copy something, I can have and go to another area that I have something that I can go in and copy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy just regular text, whatever it is, not something that relates even to our subject. And I'm going to go back to Microsoft Word, and then I'm going to go back here and open, and then I'm going to open LA Art Docs over here. And this is the stuff that I have about kind of like Los Angeles and everything else that I have. If I have anything that I wanted to write about Photoshop, let's say on the iPad, I basically can go in and bring in some text here, but I'm going to go in and just do it for position only. Another easy way to do it text for position only, I'm just going to launch Illustrator. And then I'm going to go and bring Illustrator over here, and it's going to use stuff just as a placeholder. So I'm going to create the placeholder for it. I can go to a website for placeholder, but for now it's easier for me to go to a placeholder in Illustrator. And all what I'm going to do is create File New. And I'm going here, creating a new file. It's going to be really, really simple here now. And then I'm just going to go into type and then create a type. And then I'm going to go back here, and right away I have it as a placeholder. And you can see right now all the way here, if I'm going into my character, let's say I have it myriad, and doesn't matter what I have, I'm just going to go and copy it. Now I'm jumping back to my area here, and I'm pasting. And it doesn't matter how I typed it before, you can see it over here. I have it here, and I'm going to go in here and click and make that italic. And then if I'm going to select that, and I'm going to go back here and make it align to the center. And then I'm going to say about my workflow, making up like this. And about my workflow, it's going to go in and be a smaller one over there. You can have, I'm now don't want to do that. I'm just going to go back here and align to the center. So this is something that I did about my workflow, and now I'm going to go and put some images as a sample. Yes? You have a question? Yeah, you can copy and paste from anything, anywhere that you want. So you can have text edit. I should have actually prepared more text for it today and make something really, but sometimes I will do it for position only just to get the idea, and then I'll bring in the text that I have in there. So I have that. I also, what I do is I type it or bring it on Word, and I'm checking my spelling and everything. So then when I can bring it here, it's going to be flawless. Perfect. Great question. Thank you. So now I'm going to go back here and create some portfolio. So I want to do a photo grid. So in the photo grid, I can go in and upload the photos. So let's say I want to do stuff that I did in Photoshop on the iPad. I mean, not everything was Photoshop on the iPad, but I'm going to click that. I'm going to hold out my Command key. And over here, I'm going to go back here and hold down that. And then I'm going to hit return. And I have that over here. And I do have a photo grid already here that I have over here. While I have it here, I'm going to go save. And now what I have over here. You can go in and bring them and make them a little bit different while you're working with them. I can edit the grid. I can delete the stuff that I have. So if I want to edit the grid, I can go back here and make the grid look a little bit different. So you can see I can make it into a large photo, and then if I don't want it to make the grid in a large photo, yes, but it's still a grid. While we're doing it right now, let's look at our preview. And let's see if we really like what we're doing. Let's see if we did like what I have over here. And this is my preview so far. Not sure I kind of like it, but maybe I'm going to change it right now. And I'm going to go back here and edit the grid. And then I don't want to have it in big photo. I'm going to go and save it like that, because I think this is kind of like looking with that. And then I can go in and did some other stuff here. I can actually add a caption. So I'm going to click over here to add the caption over here. And I'm going to go back here, add the caption, and I'm going to say images created with PS on the iPad. And I made the caption over here. Maybe I want to talk a little bit more about one of the images and explain exactly how I did it, or exactly. So think about marketing. A lot of you are doing it, or product development. Maybe you have a product that you want to show somebody. How did you create it? What are you going to do? How are you going to market it in the future? So I'm going to click over here, and in this one I'm going to say split layout. And over here I'm going to go and bring the image, and we're going to pretend that the image is actually your product that you made. So let's say this is your product over here, and then you created something. Actually, I do have some product over there, and I might go in and bring the product that I have over here. And then if I go back here, let's see if I have, I think I saw it before somewhere, the images that I did. I'm gonna go in and look for it, and let's see if I have it somewhere, because I just saw it. Oh, I did know that I saw. So let's say this is actually cool. This is a product that I did. This is actually an image that I created with Adobe Fresco. And then I did that, and then I want to talk about it. So over here I can start creating something. So I'm going to take another photo, because maybe I have two variations. I'm so glad I have it. And now I'm going to go in and add a caption, and I'm going to call it side bag with an image. And now I can go back here and say something about something that I did. So I'm going to paste something, because that's going to be this. Of course, it's Lauren Epsom from before. Maybe I don't need to do it like that, and I can go back here, and then I can make it 1, 2, 3, or I can make it with kind of bullets. So I'm going to go back here and just show somebody something about my product. So you can see here, I have something about my product. I do have the product itself. Can I go in and bring something else with it? Absolutely. Can you go in and click and do a button? Absolutely. So I'm going to create a button. I'm going to click over here, and then I'm going to go in and create, and then I'm going to say follow me on Zazzle, because that's what I created it. And then www, and I'm going to say Zazzle, I'm not sure, .com, maybe it is, to the center, and I'm going to save. So this one is, I created stuff, I wrote some everything, that's going to be your product. Let's check it out. I can also go into a presentation mode, and now I can see everything that I have over here. So this is basically the beginning of my portfolio. It's my digital art, a little bit about me, who I am. I can make it a little smaller, something and a story about me, and then creating fun art with Adobe Photoshop on the iPad. I don't like that it's not to the center, So I'm going to put it to the center because everything is in the center. And now I have that. And then all of a sudden, what you have over here is basically some kind of information about the product I'm developing. If I'm going to go follow me on Zazzle, if that's going to be the correct link of the places that I do make the bags, and I do make them, by the way, I could have go into a link to show you exactly my art on Zazzle, and you can see that over there, and it's all good. Does that make sense? Yeah, absolutely. You guys see how it is so simple. Really what you need to do here is prepare your content. Prepare what you want to say. Prepare the nice, engaging images. You can make better kind of like maybe collages in Photoshop or even in Adobe Spark Post or Adobe, Creative Cloud Express, which is now, and create some kind of a social media post and put it directly over here. And that's going to be part of your portfolio. And then try to make the writing as clear as you can and also as informative as you can. The more information you're going to give in a fun way about yourself, the more eye-catching it's going to be, and people are going to look at it and say, wow, this is a really cool portfolio. Does that make sense? And everything right now, by the way, it is saved. So I could have done like an area with a lot of bags in Photoshop and put them all together. I can put it like a social media post and put all the bags in there and upload it as an image. I can start doing all kind of stuff while I'm working with that. And then if I am going to want to change the theme again, I can click here and change the theme. Nightcap is really kind of romantic. Sometimes I like that because it is good for kind of like photographer especially that have some kind of engaging photos. And then you can see over here that you can more mystical and everything else. And then look at that. So if I'm going to change it with, I'm going to do it with Nightcap over here. I might go in and highlight, let's say this one, and I'm going to make it to the center. And then I'm going to go back here and add a caption. I'm going to talk a little bit about my workflow and over here. And then I'm going to click here and say developing new bags with digital art. And I'm making it up right now because I'm not developing anything, but what I'm doing is kind of putting some kind of a title to it, and you can see that the way it works. So once you do that, now I can go back here and then I can continue working. So I'm going to put it up there. And let's say the next thing I want to do, because I want to show you all the elements that you can do here. I might even, not sure even if I have a video here, but you could put a video that you do in Spark Video, or you can even embed something from YouTube if you want, and you can put it directly in here. So I'm going to go back here. Look at this. Follow me in Zazzle. It looks a little bit different than the other one. I'm going to click here. And I'm going to do another title, and I'm going to say digital art with Adobe Fresco. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to go back here. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to make it to the center, and then maybe all caps over here too, and digital art with Adobe Fresco. So maybe I'm going to go put in here something that I really like from Adobe Fresco. I'm not going to do a video, or actually I do have an Adobe Fresco video which is really cool. I'm not sure I have it here with me, but I might put some stuff in it. But I'm going to go and create a photo. And then I'm going to upload a photo over here. And then going back to my area here, I have Fresco images. And I'm going to put stuff that I really like in Fresco. And this is something that I really like, and I created it in Adobe Fresco. and I'm gonna call it the water denser. This is actually based on a book that I read and I really liked it, and I called it the water denser over here, and then I can see that here, and you see the water denser. Maybe I'm gonna do it caps also. I do have that also on Behance, so I can have it as a link to Behance, but you can see over here, that's that. So now I want to talk a little bit about my workflow maybe on Fresco. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to click on the text, and of course I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to go in and have it here. So this is how I work with Fresco. This is how I do stuff. I can explain everything about the panels, the brushes, and everything that I want to do, and then I'm going to start creating stuff with Fresco. So now I'm just going to click here, and instead I'm going to do a glide show. And what is a glide show? I'm going to open a photo, and I'm going to open one of the photos that I really like that I did in Adobe Fresco. Of course I have a lot more. Oh, by the way, these guys are Photoshop. I'm going to put them in there later. And then I'm going to go into this one. And then I'm going to go in and save. So look what I get here while I have that. This is basically start gliding, and you're going to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is looking so cool right now. It looks like I was coding it with HTML5 because it's flowing in and flowing out. I don't know HTML5. I have no idea what HTML5, I mean, I have an idea, sorry, I'm just making it up. But I can do whatever I want here to show you some stuff. So over here on the side, I can go in and bring a photo. So I might bring a bunch of Adobe Fresco images. So I'm going to do 1 and 2 and 3 and maybe 4. And look what's going to happen in a minute. It is going to go back here, and it is going to go in, and look what it's uploading it for me on the side. And I can go and do a caption of every area that I have. So I'm going to call it faces number 1. I can put sizes and everything. I think it's digital, so it's no size to it, but you can see that it's all digital. I can do faces number 2. Very creative. And I'm gonna go in and do faces number 3. And then I'm gonna call it Still Life with Lemons. So I did have that and this one. So usually if I had more images, I'm probably gonna put all the faces in one area and all the other stuff on the other, and just start kind of creating something that's gonna look kind of cool. I'm gonna check out the setting. You can see show header and footer. If I don't want to show the header on the footer, I'm gonna go back here and turn that off, so I'm not gonna see the footer of my stuff that I have. And then I'm gonna click on present to see what we have. So you're not gonna see my Mac in Art there right now, and then maybe I have that over here. And look at this. So I have kind of digital art, a little bit about me. I don't like the about me, it's so big. I'm gonna change that. Maybe it's too much information over there with text, not enough images. And then about my workflow, developing bags with digital art with Adobe Fresco. And now I have more art with Adobe Fresco over here. So I can basically go back here and just do that. And if I don't want to do anymore the preview, I can go back here and click. So now I want to bring some more Fresco over there and maybe talk a little bit about that. So I might gonna go back here and I'm gonna text, and then I'm gonna paste that. and I'm going to align it to the center. And over here, what I'm going to do, the About Me, it looks really big. Don't like it so big, so I'm just going to go and make that like this. It's really depending, how do you want your stuff to be? Do you want to have just an image for you? Do you want to have some stuff like that? Whatever you have. I mean, I write here that I'm Adobe certified expert. Maybe I can put the logo for it, that I have that. So all kind of stuff, I can just put it back here. And then this is kind of like the project that I did. And now I want to go in and bring a little bit more. So I'm going to do another photo grid. And then I'm going to upload that. And I'm going to upload more stuff with Adobe Fresco that I did. And then I'm just going to click on that. And maybe I'm gonna go do some kind of duplication that I have. Let's see if I have more with Adobe Fresco over here. I don't think so. Let's see. I'm gonna go in and just stay with that. So that doesn't matter if I'm going to go in and have the same images. So basically have 1 and 2 and let's say 3 and 4 and 5. Let's say these are the Adobe Fresco. Again, they are the same like the other one, so it's fine. You can see here the grid that I have. I can change the area with the grid and then do some other stuff. So while I'm doing it, it's saving it and saving it. I want to show you some other little thing. So I want to go in and maybe put some links, or maybe also go back here and add some other stuff. And then I don't want to go in and add maybe a caption over here. I'm going to go in here and let's say I'm going to click over here. And I'm going to go and add text, and I'm going to say resume. And I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to click here and click on that. And of course, you can have a PDF that you can have it somewhere with, let's say, you can create your resume with InDesign and put it publish online and put the link on it. So I'm gonna go back here and then I'm gonna click like that, and then I'm gonna click on a button, and then I'm gonna call it download resume. And then of course the places, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna go and put it stuff and stuff, and I'm gonna click here and click save. You see, I want you to do a real URL over here. So I'm just going to go in and create just a URL, and then that's going to be any URL. So let's say I'm going to do www.behance.net/Hanart. And then I have it over here, so maybe that's going to go and bring you to my resume and things like this. You can also type your resume and do that. You can also go back here and add some fun image, just to have another image to bring to the mix over here. And now I'm just going to go back here and bring another image. And then when you have another image, actually this is the image I should have done for that, and then I can have more text, and I'm going to say contact. Contact. And then I'm going to go back here. I'm going to leave it to the center, and then over here I can go in. You can do even a JPEG and do all kind of links to anything that you want. So what would I do over here? I would just go back here. Either you're going to do it with a link, or you're going to do it with a button. If you just want to go and put it just with a link, you can start typing something. So I'm going to go in and say Hannah's email. and then I can highlight that, and I'm going to create a link, and then I'm going to say hannah.messer@gmail.com. And then after that, I'm going to go back here, and maybe you can even do something a little nicer. So I'm going to go and make some kind of a line between them, and then I'm going to say Instagram. And I'm going to highlight that, and I can go in and put the link of my Instagram, which of course I don't remember. I never remember the real link that I have. So I'm going to go back here and say social media. And then if I go back here, you can see my social media area that you have, and then I can have some kind of password for my social media, and then I can go back here. Oh, I can say Instagram, and then I can go back here, about me or ideas, or maybe I'm gonna go back here and have some stuff over here. So www, let's say I'm gonna go back here. I have a link tree also over here, so let's say if we're gonna put even the link tree over here, and then if I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna call it link tree. And let's say that's all what I wanted to do. I'm gonna go and put it to the center, and now I'm gonna go in and do the presentation. So again, you can also do a design. You can design a nice contact area that you have, and then you can go back here and do that. And I'm gonna check if I have some kind of good links. And in the end, of course, you can put your picture and everything. So this is my email. This one, I didn't do the link all the way, but this is it. And then you can see it does go to my link tree. And on my link tree, I have Behance and Zazzle and Twitter and LinkedIn and tips and tricks with Adobe Illustrator. So you can see a lot of stuff. So if I go tips and tricks, it takes you to YouTube, and I have the stuff there. So you can do a lot of stuff there. Bring it in, bring even in another kind of Adobe Spark image that you have, and you say more about my workflow. Here is how you do it, and you can have a spark within a spark. A lot of time in the end, I will put like my little photo, the one that I had before, a tiny photo, and say like follow me. So if I'm going to go in here, and I'm gonna go into this area, I'm gonna go into a very small graphics that I have, and I have the small one that I had for before, and it says very small, and then I'm gonna bring it here, and now you can see that I have just my area over here. Now what I want to do is I can do the preview, but I can go and share. I can publish a link, I can print it, I can send it to Google Drive, and also I can invite some of you to share it with me. First of all, I'm going to go in and publish it. So I'm going to call it, to pick a category, education, event, how, photography. I'm going to do others. I'm going to go back, and I'm the author. You can give credit to the photos, super duper important. So you can put here, if you want them to notice you, you can click and create a link. And now we're going to create the link, and then we're going to watch and see it in our iPad in a second. Now I'm going to go and copy the link. I can go in and share it to Twitter. I can send it as an email to somebody. I can embed it. I can even put it for my classroom. If I have a Google Classroom, I can choose the class that I have. I do have a class there, and I can go in and put it in there. I don't want to put it in there. But now, if I go into new tab and paste it, this is actually my link that I have, and that's my published one. And be careful before you publish. A lot of time you can republish it. A lot of time what happens to me, after I publish it, then I check it out, and then I see spelling mistakes that I have. So I'm just gonna go back here. I publish it now, and I'm gonna do full screen. And this is actually the one that I just did. And then you can see my portfolio. And then everything is here. Well, if I needed to do stuff, different stuff, what I do is maybe change the theme, maybe type a little bit less, maybe the developing has more product, digital art, maybe have a lot more art over here. And then over here I have some more stuff, the resume, about me, and you can ask people to appreciate you, and it's all good. So you can see I did it kind of like in front of you very fast, and kind of like I created a portfolio. I'm gonna go back to this one, and then before doing anything I can go back here and click on that, and now I can go back invite to digital art. So people can, only people with edit access can open and do the link. So I can send that to a person that they want. Let's say I'm gonna send it to myself, and then invite to edit, or I'm gonna go in and do a different kind of email that I have, and then I'm gonna go in and do CM underscore 913 at usc.edu. I'm telling me that I want to go and say, and I'm going to say, can you help me with the content? I am not so great with English, which I'm not, and then invite to edit. So I'm gonna see here Hannah Messer Word, whatever it is. So if I'm gonna go back here now to my Outlook and open actually my Outlook here, you will see that somebody invited it to go back here. I have to sign into it, and then if I go back here, what do I have in inbox? Look at that, it's already there. Hannah Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Start collaborating. And if I'm going to start collaborating, look what I can do. I can go in and change some stuff because they gave me permission, and I can go in and do stuff there, and then gonna go in and then open it later. Another user is currently in this project, so telling you take me home. So I'm gonna go back here to the home of the area, just telling me to do. Another thing that I wanted you to tell you, which is super important, is what if the digital art, you want to fix it yourself and you're not sure. One good advice, always go back here and duplicate, and then say digital art number 2. And then go and start editing so you have your original. Because if you're going to start editing your original right away, it is going to disappear. So I always duplicate the stuff that I have, and then I'm going to maybe edit the other stuff. And now you can see I have number 1 and I have number 2. So maybe I want to have here. You can see here, this is another one. This is, I didn't create it. It can show you that somebody else shared it with me. And then I can go back here and do anything that I want with, and then you can see different variation for the stuff, and then I can make it a little bit different, and I can make that a little different, and you can decide to do different kind of stuff that you have in case you want to go in and do that. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to go and do that right away. And then I'm going to go back here and not do it, and I'm not going to share that, and then that's going to go and be okay. Does that make sense? So now I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to launch again before we open it to Q&A, and I'm going to go back here to my iPad, and now I'm going to go back here and look at my iPad, and I'm going to click over here and go to Spark Page. And then I'm going to go into Spark Page as, let's say, if it's already in there with me, and then I'm not sure it's already there, but we'll see. Okay, here it is. Cannot download. Oops, you must be online. Okay, I'm not online right now with my iPad, so I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna try to be online over here and then try to be connected to the internet, which I didn't do it. Might not connect it perfectly, but now I'm gonna go back here and then I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna find the stuff. So I'm still not online, but you can see here all the projects are right away over here. If I'm gonna open now, and you can see I'm holding my phone right now, if I'm gonna connect my phone to my iPad right now and do anything else and then check out Adobe Spark, because my phone is online right now, I can basically see everything over there. And then I'm gonna go back to Adobe Spark page, and absolutely I see it right now in Adobe Spark page and everything is there. I kind of wanted really to show you how it looks here. Let's see if the internet, okay, it's gonna take a moment, please, please, please. Okay, and let's say if I have that again, and let's see if we have that. Oh, that's another one that I edited before, but you can see that. I'm gonna go back here to the last one, and then I have it number 2. Oh, I should be a little more patient because you see it's slowing and both of them I'm opening them, so I clicked on the 2 of them, which is something that you have to have a little more patient over here. And look at that, yay, this is it. Where am I right now? I'm actually on my iPad right now and I have my presentation. I can send the link to anybody. I can send a link to an employer. I can put a link from YouTube also into my portfolio. Depending how you're going to go in and work with it, start exploring. Adobe Spark is really, really simple and then makes life a lot easier when you work with it. So you can start, you want to go and start working with it and then just play with the stuff that you have. And you can see here, I can go back to my main area here, and then I'm going to call it Adobe Spark Express. And then now I'm on the web, and now I can go back here and click on that and see what's new and look in the tutorial, and then everything is there. So if you want to start playing with it, you can go in and look at the stuff, look at the product update. What is it now? You can have even a YouTube video to tell you everything about it. You can also resize, you can play with the stuff, you can create a lot of things here. So what I'm trying to tell you here is really not only for art, it is also for other stuff that you want to go and do. It will definitely gonna be for anything that you are going to go in and create. So if you are a marketing student, it's good for marketing. If you're developing a product, even if you are a UI designer and you want to show somebody how you're going to explore the UI and do it. Like I said before, if you are a mathematic person and you want to do and show charts and everything, if you work in the business school over here, any department, history, wow, wonderful. You can actually create a whole story over here with images, with pictures and every stuff that you have. Does that make sense? And I'm going to open it for Q&A. I am not going to record the Q&A, but I'm going to walk around and help you create your own portfolio right now. And then for those of you that are going to listen to the recording, hopefully you will enjoy that. And if you have any question, you can always reach me. I'm usually in Annenberg DL on Thursdays and Fridays this semester. You can follow me on Behance, on Instagram, and YouTube, and Twitter, and always ask me questions. Thank you so much for coming, and now I'm going to come toward you. I'm stopping the recording and I'm going to come over to help you guys.